What do you think about Cerule StemEnhance, which Bart is promoting? I've read on forums from some people that took it that it did not help them at all. Well, it depends. If you're young and you're producing enough stem cells, well, you're not going to notice much difference. Let's put it that way. So, but if you're older, now Bart would claim that even if you're young, you're going to get some benefit because you'll be replacing damaged cells with healthier cells, and so long-term potentially you'll have less senescence. So as you're aging forward, you'll have less senescence to deal with, and so if you've got less senescence, you'll end up in the long run having a lower senescent threshold as you age, in a sense. Now, obviously, there's no research based on it. That is an extrapolation, so we need to be honest about that. It's an extrapolation in that regard. Possibly for people who've got a lot of mitochondrial damage, who have got a lot of issues with a lot of cellular damage over years of inappropriate dieting and inappropriate foods and stuff like that. Obviously, for those people, there are advantages for products like this. It's not only Cerule, it's Physotin senolytics to kill off senolytic cells. It's taurine that actually can reduce senescence and also help force apoptosis. Cerule can also cause apoptosis of certain bad cells as well. So some of these polyphenols or different substances have benefits. So obviously, the older you are, the more benefits you'll get from these sort of products. The younger you are, less damage, the less amount. So it's really that. And then it's at the end of the day, it's really up to you whether you want to. These are biohacks, remember, guys. This is not, you've got a standard diet, and we know that somebody can be on a carnivore diet for all their life, like a Maasai and all that, live in their 120 odd age and even be reproductive as a male in their 70s plus. So we know, but none of us actually have lived a clean, pristine life from birth or earth or grounded ourselves and pulled up electrons to stabilize, because what is an antioxidant? An electron donor. So what is an oxidative stress? It's actually the loss of electrons from tissue. So when you're taking up electrons, grounding, and these people are doing it 24/7, all their life. One, they're on a low inflammatory diet and even small amounts of inflammation. And this is why they're so robust. As the lady, Mary Ruddock, that I've interviewed, and there's one of my playlists on Blue Zones, and she actually explains a lot of this sort of stuff, how these people are so robust. You don't die from a disease or don't get eaten by some cat or some animal, get stomped on. You can remain very robust. She couldn't keep up with an 80-year-old, and she's in her mid-40s and can sit low carb, keto, quite fit for her age bracket for Western standards. But for Maasai standards, she's below par, and that just shows the different level of what we are. So, I say to people that if you want to use some of these products, I mean, even though I promote some of these products myself, I don't sell them, but I do promote them, and I do promote taurine, I do promote senolytics like Physotin and other things like that. At the end of the day, I've just given, all I do is provide you the information like Bart says. This is what the information shows, that this can actually, cleave off a certain protein and allow more adult stem cells to be released from your bone marrow. And then on the other hand, you can take, where taurine only produces stem cells in the brain, so in your brain cavity, doesn't produce them in the periphery. So, but in the brain it does. So you can use taurine, you can use Cerule for the periphery, you can use senolytics like Physotin and enhance it by taking it at night. So it can, because pretty much you get an amplification from melatonin in the evening, and that can kill off. It has a killing off rate of 680% increase in the kill off rate of senescent and cancer cells in your body. So you can use these biohacks, and depending on the level of damage you've got in your body, then some of these products may be useful for you. If you've got low damage and you don't have a problem, you may say, well, I'm just going to stick to a carnivore diet and not use any of these products. But somebody who may be my age or older and has a lot of damage and problems in that regard, some of these products could be useful. If you want to produce new cells that are healthy cells to fix things in your body, they can be useful. So it really depends on your circumstances, whether you go for a product or not. Now, Bart used it for his, macular degeneration that he had. He's reversed that with Cerule products. So it's quite clear that it's worked for him. And as he says, you don't know where the stem cells are going to go. He was just lucky that he had more damage there and less there and less anywhere else. Had he had a bad heart like I had, then it would have gone to the heart. It would have prioritized the heart over the eye. So he would have lost his vision, but his heart would be healthy. So you don't know where it's going to go. And that's the problem, where you've got the damage or where you even noticed you've got the damage. So you may be saying, well, I've taken it. It hasn't really helped my eyes, but it could be helping your heart or some other system that you're not aware of. So, it's really hard to gauge how this product is working because, unfortunately, stem cells that get released in the body, we don't know where they go. We don't control them. The body will prioritize how the body thinks, well, what is important? My heart needs to work. My brain needs to work. I can do without my eyes, but if I lose my brain or my heart, I'm dead. So it will basically do a triage and say, what are the critical systems that need to be healed? So if you've got other things that need to be healed, you may need to take it longer to heal those other parts, and then it will heal the stuff that you're possibly interested. So that's the problem, is it's not a targeted therapy. It's a biohack, but not a targeted therapy. So you need to keep that in mind. It's a bit like even body protection compound 157. Now that will help all the collagen structures through your body. So if you take it orally, it will go everywhere to all of them. So you may get a bit of help in a bad knee or whatever. But if you want to help like a specific tissue type, you get better results with injectable directly into the area. So you get the highest concentration around that tissue. You can't really do that with Cerule because it's going to the bone marrow to release stuff, and then so you can't target, you can't create an injectable Cerule, so to speak. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. I think what he said is
unless you want to
the
say
same thing, really. I mean, the only thing I'd add is, like, whenever you're taking any supplement, any product, any nutraceutical, do a whole body assessment of yourself. So from head to toe, how you feel, give yourself a mark out of 10. You might be surprised, because I've had this before where I've tried like taurine, for example, in the past, and I thought, I don't know if it will do much. Then it turns out I didn't do a lot for like my body head to toe, other than I slept a bit better, my digestion was a bit better, my training performance was much better. So sometimes it's not something you always, like I say, it's not something you always look for, like, oh, I want to improve, I don't know, my hair or something, or my skin. Sometimes these products will do something else, which is quite a good point.